Alright, welcome back to another video. Today, we're not actually playing Genshin. We're going to be doing a Genshin Geoguessr. Now, over the last couple of months, I've gone through and done most of the exploration that I can throughout my world. So, I would say I'm pretty knowledgeable about finding my way through to that. So today I'm going to put that to the test and do a Geoguessr and see if I can really find out where I am across to that. So let's jump right into it and see how we do here. Alright, so here we are. It's on a website called Lost Gamer. I'll leave the link in the description. Now, there are 3 different difficulties. Sort of like easy mode where you can move around, and then you've got a mode where you can't move around, and then only the final more difficulty. I think we'll do 5 rounds of each. So I'll do one of move, one of no move, and then one of the hardest one. I will set a time limit. So we do a 2-minute time limit for each of the 5 rounds. And we'll see how we get on in this first round here. Okay. So I'm thinking Sumeru. Now, there's that big tree in the background. We're sort of in a tree. There is that little hut. That thing over there, I do sort of recognise that. We're definitely in the jungle. I think... because that's also the desert over there, so I think that is sort of like this bit here. I can move around, so do that a little bit and see. Get that there. I think it's this bit, the old nursery. So we're sort of over here somewhere. It's a big tree. I do have the time in it. I'm gonna have to make a guess pretty soon. Yes, we're sort of to the south of the Lost Nursery. I think we're sort of over here somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna guess sort of over here. Pretty far away. That was a difficult one. See, Sumeru is all sort of very similar. On to round 2. Okay, this is in Inazuma, definitely. I think this is on one of these islands down here at the bottom. We'll see if this is like the biggest island or whether this is... There's a place over there, which is that bit there, but I think, yeah. I think we're on this big island here. I think we're around here. Yeah, basically exactly. Perfect. Okay, round 3. Okay, we're sort of under the ground here. Looks like Liyue. It definitely is Liyue. It's sort of like a pool with a little building on top. That's the Jade Chamber over there. So, like northwest of the Jade Chamber. It's somewhere over here. Let's see if I can see what this building is here. Sort of clipping under the floor. I think this might be like one of these places down here. Yeah, the Jade Chamber is sort of over there. I'm going to go about here, sort of in the middle of these 3, because I think it's one of these 3. Ooh, no, very far away. Okay, I was completely wrong on that. Round 4. Not much to go off of here. It definitely looks like Sumeru. Oh. Yeah, I think... So up there is that little floating island in Liyue. There isn't really anything to go off of. then I think that's Chenyu Vale over there. Which means we're sort of like on one of these mountains somewhere. We're definitely in Sumeru. Okay, well there's the big tree. Which means I think we're sort of around here somewhere. It's not very easy to find out which one. I think that building up there might be this. Which means we're sort of overlooking it. We're sort of out there, I think. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, there wasn't much to go off of there, but able to get it. Now, the final round for the moving, sort of easy round. Sort of just in a cliff somewhere. There's not really anything to go off of. Let's see. And I think we're in Liyue. Okay, well that's the Wangshu Inn over there. We're sort of down here somewhere. Let's see, because there's a little building on the map. I think that may be that. Yes, I think we're about here. Yeah, 9 meters away. Okay, so for the move round, I got 21,000 at the possible 25,000. So not too bad. So now we'll try again on the no move difficulty. Okay, so we'll do the same 5 rounds, 2 minutes, but on no move. And I'll see if I can do any better than on the moving round. Now, this is obviously the desert. So there's the mausoleum is to the south. So we're sort of to the north of the mausoleum. Really nothing to go off of in the desert because it's all the exact same. That's sort of all we've got is the mausoleum. There is this big sort of cooler cliff over here. But I don't think we're near the eye. I don't think we're near this bit. I think we're more on this side. And that's a big sort of like hard to see on the map. We're halfway through our time here. I'm gonna go sort of on this cliff over here. Ooh. Complete wrong way. Okay, so it was on the other side of the eye. Okay, completely wrong there. Now round 2 in the jungle. Again, there's nothing to go off of over here. A little hut up there. And a statue of the 7 over there, but I don't think they show up on this map. I'm gonna have to just make a completely wild guess here, because there is nothing to go off of. But we're sort of lower down. There's a little hut to the south. Could be like this bit over here. That could be the little hut. Yeah, but these cliffs and trees are sort of blocking the view of everything. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my guess over around here. Yeah. Okay, not too far away. So we're just down the road. Yeah, with nothing to go off of, it's not too bad. Now we're in the desert again. Yeah, this is definitely in this sort of area up at the top. I think that is sort of like this bit. Now let's see if there's anything else. Doesn't look like it, because it's this little Tui camp. I think it's sort of up here somewhere. Sort of on the... I mean, that might be it. Sort of white and blue tent. We're sort of just down from that. Or it could be this one here. I think this one's probably more likely. Yeah, I'm going to say we're about here. Yeah, 6 meters away. Perfect. Yeah, if it wasn't for that camp, it would have been a bit more difficult on the exact location. I think that might be Port Ormos down there. A little building. Like, I think that is that building there, which means we're sort of on the cliff over here. Sort of overlooking it. Yeah, sort of all we've got to go off of, but really recognisable landmark. So I'm going to say we're about here. 10 meters away. Very good. Now the last round for the no move difficulty. And we're in the desert again. We're above the desert. Which shouldn't be too difficult, because there's the mausoleum there, which means we're sort of at the highest point here. There's a little sort of tower down there. I think it's that, which means we're sort of there. Yeah, because there's the oasis there. We're sort of, we're out here. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so for the no move difficulty, we got a score of 19,000 out of 25,000. So not as good. In the first round, definitely, sort of, you know, this one here, the first round, hurts a lot. But other than that, it did pretty good. That seemed to just put you in Sumeru a lot, and everything just looks the same. So now we'll move on to the third and final difficulty setting, and see how we do. Okay, so the third and final difficulty setting stands for no moving, panning, or zooming. So we can't move around, we can't turn the camera, can't do any of that. But it's definitely going to be the most difficult. So we'll do the same, 5 rounds, 2 minutes per round, and we'll see how we get on here. Okay, well, it's in the desert again. There's really nothing to go off of there. We're sort of near the edge, I think. We're sort of like where Paimon would tell us to explore later. Because there's not really anything beyond this. It looks like it sort of dips down a bit there. That could be this bit here, or it could be this bit. Really nothing to go off of. There is like a little building over there. I think it looks like a spiral. It looks like this. But I think we're sort of like up here somewhere. I'll go with that. I mean, we're sort of... I was right with it being this place, but just on the wrong side of it. There's really nothing to go off of there. Okay, now... Okay, I don't think this is possible. This is just a rock with some grass. And it looks either Monster or Liyue, but there is no way of knowing where this is. I'm gonna go Monster. Sort of over here somewhere. Okay, no. that one was not doable. There was no way. Okay. There's a Shrine of Depths there. Which... it might show up on the map. It's definitely in Sumeru Jungle. Seems to like bring us here a lot. Now... there's this little sort of wooden hut here as well. It looks like it sort of goes... there's like a bank down there. I'm pretty sure, sort of just to the left of the screen, there's a teleport waypoint. I think I remember getting this shrine. Not that one. It might be that the shrines don't show up on the map. Unless it's about... it doesn't really look like it's this part. So, I feel like I could get this, but I'm struggling. I'm gonna guess somewhere around here. Because that could be Shrine of Death. Not seeing anything else that looks like it could be it. Unless it's that. No, I don't think we're near the chasm. We've only got 30 seconds left, so... Yeah, I'm just guess sort of down here. Okay, we're on the wrong side, but it was like this area. This is the sort of bank that I saw. Okay, go on to the next round. Okay. Okay, well we're in one of the buildings in the desert. We just need to know which one. I mean, there's like a cliff over there, but it could literally be anything. I don't think it's this one. And this doesn't look like the entrance to the mausoleum. Because that's got the big steps going down from it. It might be one of these smaller ones. It might be this one. And then that's like these cliffs over here. I might go with that. And it's not this one because there's not the oasis outside. And I ruled out that one as well. I don't think it's one of like the really big ones. Could be this actually. Because then it's got this little cliff sort of here. I'm gonna go with this one. Which means if it is this one down here, I'm gonna be annoyed, but... Oh, it was down. Really? Oh, I couldn't see the oasis from outside of it. But yeah. I sort of ruled that one out too early. Okay, so our final round here. Now, I think this is Liyue. But again, there is nothing to go off of. We're just staring at rock. So, it's gonna have to be a wild guess. I think it's Liyue because the trees are yellow. And we're sort of facing like the south. So this could literally be anywhere. It's gonna be a lucky guess. Unless it's like the last one that was just a rock. It's Sumeru again. But I don't think so. I think this one is definitely Liyue. I'm gonna guess somewhere around here, I think. Then if we're facing south, that would be sort of down this way. Then there is some green grass. It's probably more like over here. I'm gonna go down here. Okay, we went too far away. Oh, it was sort of where I originally thought. That's annoying. Okay. Overall we got 12,000 points, about half of the points on the hardest difficulty. Okay. I am going to do one more round of the no moving difficulty because the last time we did it, we lost out on getting a good score because of the first one being so far away. So I'll do another round and I think I'll try and get at least 4,000 points on each one. Now, that's definitely Chenyu Vale. It's all like the pink trees. Okay, this shouldn't be too difficult. It's like a lake here, sort of looking on to Chenyu Vale. And it could be there. Like a cliff. Yeah, that over there is Sumeru. So we're sort of... Yeah, it's somewhere around here. I think it might be this. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, we got over 4,000 points. So I'll try and get over 4,000 points on all 5 rounds to count it as a win. Now this is definitely Inazuma. We're sort of like... I think we're over here. We're sort of below the Grand Narukami Shrine. There isn't really anything to go off of. I just feel like I recognise this bridge as being sort of around here. So sort of behind the Kami... Oh, it's that. That's the broken bridge. Means we're down there. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, if it weren't for the bridge, it would have been more difficult to pinpoint the exact location, but we got it. Okay. We're back in the desert. So we're overlooking Fontaine. So we're over here somewhere. Now, We're sort of directly facing that island there. So we're sort of around here. Yeah, so this the tallest cliff. I think we're around there. Yeah, pretty much. We were just sort of, we were a bit higher up than I guessed. But got 4,000. 2 more rounds. Okay, well there's the big robot. We're in the desert again. It really does like putting you in the desert. It's the desert with the robot to the east. It's either this one here, or it's that one down there. I think it's... Wait, because there's like part of the jungle back there. And there's only 2 robots, so it's one of these 2. Unless that is the old nursery. Which I think it'd still make it this one. Unless this is before it moved, which put it over here. It shouldn't be. I'm gonna go over there. Oh, I'm completely too far away. Okay, so it must have been before it moved. Because the robot starts over this side. Okay. I think kind of this is again sort of the jungle. There's the big tree over there. So we're sort of down this way. There's sort of like a pillar coming out the top there. I do think it's maybe like down here somewhere where all the sort of the dead trees are. There is a little building up there, which should be on the map. I think we're sort of around here. Okay, no, on the wrong side. Okay. Well, we didn't get 4,000 points on everyone, so I will give that another go. Okay. So, give us another go here. Okay, well that, again, is the one shoot in over here. We're sort of looking at it, it's to the sort of like to the east. Yeah, we're sort of over here somewhere. There isn't really much else to go off of. It looks like a hilly troll camp up there. It's sort of one of these towers. I think it might be there. Sort of that tower there. Okay. Wrong side, but just about 4,000 points, so I'll count it. It's around 2. Okay, I know this is. This is the Sumeru jungle again, but it's down here. I'm thinking it's on this side somewhere. Rather than... because there's not really anything behind us. Yeah, so this was sort of facing... yeah, this was facing the north. Yeah, I think it's up here. Lights to load. Okay. Yeah, pretty much perfect. Yeah, there wasn't really anything behind us, so it couldn't have been down here. On to round 3. We're in the jungle again. I think that there might be the old nursery. We're sort of in front of the old nursery. Go around here. There is a waterfall there. And big tree. Is it? Yeah. So, I mean, I think the waterfall might be this bit here. I do think we're sort of around here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, we had sort of a few big landmarks. The big tree and the nursery and then the waterfall. So we need to get 2 more rounds with 4,000 points to consider this a win. This is sort of near the top of the desert. I think that is the big tree there. I think we're sort of up there somewhere. Maybe like up here, sort of overlooking it. There isn't really anything behind us. There's that pink tree there, which I think might be that bit. Yes, I think we're sort of up here somewhere. Yeah, sort of on these cliffs. So we had the pink tree and the big sort of dead tree down there. Okay. One more round, 4,000 points. And count this as a win. Okay. So, like to the east of the mausoleum. So here. Where's the Fatui camp? There's a camp there. And this is where I took the thumbnail for this video, actually. It's sort of, I think that big rock is this one. Well, not the thumbnail, the record the intro. I think we're about here. Because, so we've got the mausoleum there, and then a big rock behind us. I'm going to say here. Yeah, good. So 4,500 points. Puts us on at least 4,000 points. 4 or 5 rounds. Yeah, we've got 22,000 out of 25,000. So I'll consider that a win. Okay, well, this is where I'm going to end off this video. It's kind of funny how this is where we started, and then this is also where the final Geoguessr round was. So it came full circle. But thank you very much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.